What a rookie mistake. We got the guest on today, Spooky Morales. Today is kind of a special kind of a world news. We're celebrating Ozzy Osbourne. Now, guys, don't look at your Google and say, what, did he pass away? No, he has not passed away. But he is sick with the flu, with the number 19 in it. And anybody who knows Ozzy Osbourne, he's not what you call in the best shape of his life. He already had 2 surgeries. He's about to have a 3rd surgery coming up. And, he has minor Parkinson disease. So he's just not in the best shape for any kind of flu, any kind of sickness. It will affect him more than it'll affect us, where we could take a couple aspirins or take a couple whiskeys, wake up in a week. Him, we wish him the best. Now, we know that Sharon Osbourne is flying back from England to help him. So that's got to tell you, I'm not saying how serious it is, but flying back. Why is he in England? If you guys want to know real quick, Ozzy's family, they're moving back to England. They are sick or tired of paying Los Angeles all these taxes, all this ridiculous money, and the Osbournes, Sharon's back in England finding a home because she's tired of giving away the money they earn to LA. The California taxes alone, guys, is crazy. I live in Washington now where we pay federal tax, we don't pay state tax. And of course, in we don't pay state tax. Not like Oregon, they don't pay local taxes. But California, you pay all taxes. You pay state, local, it doesn't matter. You fart, they're taxing it. That's just, I'm sorry. That's just the world we live in. I'm sorry to say that. It's the world we live in. Ozzy Osbourne he's an icon. He's an idol. And I've said this from day one that it's a disgrace that he's not in the Hall of Fame. Yes, he is in it for Black Sabbath, but for a solo career, how many bands created themselves because of Ozzy? How many people can get fired from a band and not just bounce back? No offense to Black Sabbath, they invented hard rock music. But in reality, topped them. It doesn't happen very often. Listen, David Lee Roth quit Van Halen. He had a good solo career, but it was never the amount of what Van Halen did with Sammy. They sold 9 million copies even on the second album, where David was selling 2 million. That's nothing to laugh about. But Ozzy, just wow. So today's show is a lot of the clips from the travel channels. I got categories in paranormal, UFOs, Bigfoot, and yes, I even got a Mandela effect for Ozzy Osbourne. So guys, we're just gonna get right into it today. We're gonna watch it because watching Ozzy is just watching him on the screen. It's just, he's honest. He is not an actor. It's like what he says.
Ozzy rules, dude.
Plain and simple. So we're going to go right into it, but we're going to start today with the paranormal. Now, I do have to say something to the gods. If you do something to Ozzy because of this show, I'm going to be pissed off. I don't want to hear during the show from Spooky, oh my God, he just left this world. Better not happen. Not on my clock.
Nah.
It's going to be the most cruelest thing the gods, whatever you believe in, could do to me. You know what I mean, Spooky? Can you imagine we be the show that ended it?
We'd be the catalyst. We'd be the nail in the coffin.
we are in the nail in the coffin. Hopefully that doesn't happen. So this is one of the clips that's from the What Want to Believe. And where the hell did... Oh, here it is. The title of this one is Ozzy and Sharon Evaluate Satanist House Footage. So here we go.
I have a series of clips from the Haunted Hill House, and it's a place I've actually gone and done an investigation. It's a really weird place. It's this old house that has a history that goes back to like 1920s, and it was a brothel and a speakeasy, and it's allegedly linked to an unsolved murder, and Satanists used to live there, allegedly.
Good old Satanist.
You know, because why wouldn't Satanists be living in a very small town in Texas?
Why not?
They live everywhere.
Homeowner has sent 3 videos of new activity, and we figured we'd give it a look. This is a new clip that's recently from the house.
So I want you to pay attention. Here's the crucifix right here, guys. Watch as it pulls the crucifix down.
See the little crucifix right there?
There we go.
Oh.
I'm gonna show you again. Now again, watch that crucifix. See something touch the crucifix?
What?
She's claiming that that crucifix pulled it, and it pulled everything off that coffee table.
Down.
No?
I could watch Ozzy expressions all day.
Same.
Okay, wait, we're gonna reserve judgment till the end. This is a 3-parter.
At the same place?
Yep, same place. This is now a spirit pushed the guy. Look at this guy right here.
Drew is the guy right here in the white. So he's in here kind of provoking, saying you want to pick on a girl, pick on me. Did you see how he got pushed? Let's rewind it a little bit so we could see again. How hard they pushed him. They leave and something slams the door and pulls the knob. I'm gonna zoom in to that doorknob to see if we can get a better view of it. Watch as the doorknob closes. Look, it even lifted.
Door shut and doorknob moved.
Somebody uses the door.
I don't think so.
It's a ugly ass hotel.
It's a house. It's an old house. Now this one's weird.
That's honest
actually
people
hung out
right there. I
in this
love
room.
it. I love it.
This was at 2:15 a.m. This happened last night. And I've got it zoomed in to where we can see her getting pulled off the bed. As you can see, she was yanked off the bed. This was not a fall.
You see that?
We're gonna rewind that.
See how you can literally see her getting yanked. Look.
Oh yeah, she was being yanked. She didn't fall.
Somebody else yanked her from
I
another.
don't. The thing is, this whole house is wired. There's cameras everywhere. I don't know. I choose to believe that that's true. All right, what do we give that clip?
7.
7? All right. I will take a 7 any day. All right.
I didn't get the one with the doorknob, and I didn't think the cross. It was nothing. It was a
The
magic
last one
trick.
was 7.
Yeah, the
Cross and
woman
door
being.
was maybe.
You know, I don't blame Ozzy for thinking that she got yanked because there's a camera on her, but the camera wasn't on the last part of the feet. Now, I would think the show wouldn't try to pull a fast one on people, you know, with that footage, and somebody yanked the person off. But Ozzy is kind of correct to say that she might have got yanked because, yes, Jack said there's cameras there, but if there was cameras there, how come they did? I'm just saying this. How come they didn't put another square on top of this and show you another angle of that feet part? If they would have done that, then it's almost like there's no way that's fake. So I can see why Ozzy said that, because I was thinking the same way. Well, I didn't see the feet part. But see, I love Ozzy's just straight answer, you know?
I mean, it's just genuine, you know, critiquing. He asks very good questions, like a lot of us, and you know, I don't think he really is drawing any one conclusion one way or another. Just trying to throw out all the different, you know, scenarios that might have taken place.
And yes, Justin, obstructed view would have sold it. Yes, it would have made it more authentic if you could have saw all angles. And I agree, if there was all the cameras, how come we didn't see the other cameras footages? They should have mixed it. But this next paranormal Ozzy sees poltergeist in a haunted train station.
Good poltergeist activity for you on this one. You like poltergeist clips, right?
Daddy does.
Yeah.
This one comes to us from Shrewsbury in England at a haunted railway station where allegedly 18 people died in a train crash.
See,
Keep an eye on the chair in the upper left-hand corner.
I just said dead. Are you dead? Are you dying? What was that?
They've got like a ghost box type thing.
What was that? The whole room just freaking shook. Bro, what was that? I don't know. Just the whole room just freaking shook. Sean Rumble. What was that? I don't know about this, bro.
Drawers will close. The table's gonna.
Oh, you see the chair moved.
No, this ain't no phone.
Shut up.
I love Sharon. Shut up.
No, this ain't no phone doing this.
They're filming this teddy bear because it's actually been rigged to have a REM pod inside of it, so they're almost using it like a trigger object.
Yeah, it's supposed to work for kids.
Dude, I don't know what the hell is going on.
I want to meet a bear.
The room is just filling with EMF like no tomorrow.
I'm gonna put one in my bear.
Oh, now I understand now what you're saying, that is
It has one of these inside
the bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
What'd you say?
The bear is one of those.
Yeah,
it's
they've-
disguised it as a teddy bear.
Okay.
I missed the chair.
The chair. You didn't see the chair move.
No, I didn't.
Actually, I didn't see it at first either.
But you know, it's just
Just the whole room just freaking shook.
they point the camera at the chair that it moves.
Watch.
I don't know about this, bro. What the hell?
Whoa.
Here it is again in slow motion. Whatever it was scary enough to send this team of ghost hunters running for their lives. See it?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
It feels a bit. You're saying a bit too coincidental.
Bit stringy.
the house just so happens to be pointing the camera at a chair.
And I would have been impressed if the chair was thrown across the room.
How do we rate this on the Woogie Boogie scale?
No, Jackie, that's a oney.
A 1-y.
That's a oney with a bit of wire wrapped around the chair and yanked.
One.
I liked this one. I mean, do you feel like that the possible train accident is? No, we don't think this place is. Are you just saying flat out? No, it doesn't matter. Have the 18
No.
people died in a train crash?
No.
Do you believe in poltergeist activity?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, Mum.
I think they're like trapped spirits between here and there kind of thing.
Kind of like Doug's breath. Doug's breath smells like a trap.
Doug's
spirit.
breath is in a league on its own. Doug's breath is a military.
Oh, go.
The military
Weapons grind
of
bread.
destruction.
We're gonna
breath.
be sending him
They're
to.
pointing towards.
Oh, man.
Yeah, Doug's the golden retriever.
This is for fun. What is Ozzy Osbourne? The Diary of a Madman, Bark at the Moon. What does he think of some Bigfoot clips? Well, I got this off of Travel Channel. I clip it down. So I want to hear what Ozzy thinks, and Sharon Osbourne, his wife, thinks of the Bigfoot. All right? So here we go. Let's check this out. Come on, Ozzy. I wish I could play some Ozzy music, but if you do, your whole video gets shut down. So that's why you're not going to hear any Ozzy Osbourne music. Here we go. Ozzy Osbourne.
They were done hunting for the day, and they spotted this in the distance.
What the? Somebody out for a stroll.
Now, this is a big-time hunting area, so if you are walking out in the open like that, or in the woods, you're going to want to have a bright orange vest on so that no one accidentally shoots you. And that is definitely not the gait of a human.
No, he won't.
What do you think? Is that Bigfoot, or is that just
I don't know
a
if
large
Bigfoot,
person?
but I can see what you're saying. It's like big, whatever it is, it's big.
I guess this area...
Oh my god.
Okay, this is the first video. He's being honest, you know. He's big. He's not saying it is Bigfoot. That is big. And that's what a common person would think too. No, not just automatically saying that's a Bigfoot. You know, he's trying to think of what it is. So, you don't get more honest answers from a guy like Ozzy. Ozzy just tells you how he thinks, and that's it. So here we go for his next video clip that Ozzy's going to be checking out.
Look at that thing.
It's something. Probably a moose somebody walking on Christmas.
That's huge.
Fucking a moose.
Look at the gate and how
Yeah,
big the arms
it's a
are.
weird.
Oh my god. We better get back inside, guys.
Body language is weird because it's sort of like between a bear and a
gorilla.
A gorilla.
Yeah.
I'd move.
This one.
I love that. Fuck it. I'll move. You only get that from Ozzy, right? I'll move. I love that. Now people might be thinking, well, Ozzy's saying it could be an ape. Well, gorilla. Well, that's what a common person would think, right? You got to think outside the box. Now, is that a gorilla out there? I mean, I don't know exactly where that is, where he's at, but you know, you got to think of that. A human in a suit, a gorilla. I mean, you literally got to think about that. Now, joining us to watch some more Ozzy clips is the famous Dr. Wu. So,
yeah,
this is the next Ozzy clip, and we'll get Bob's opinion on the next Ozzy clip. Here we go.
That's weird. Look at that. Doop-de-doop. It's like looking at him, crouched down.
Is that a guy in a suit?
He throws a stick at him.
Shit, guy in a gorilla suit.
Yeah, but don't you think you would like recognize someone in a gorilla suit?
Huh?
Shut up, Jack.
They got.
I love that because she's like, wouldn't you recognize a guy in a gorilla suit? How would you recognize anybody in a suit? If somebody's in a suit, you're not going to recognize the person. Now, and I kind of agree with them thinking that somebody's in there because if Bigfoot saw you, Bob, I'm not an expert on Bigfoot, but if Bigfoot saw you, is he really going to throw just a stick at you? If I'm Bigfoot, right, and if I think you're a threat to me, I'm probably going to pick up a heavy rock, something that's going to hurt you, then throw you a stick. What do you think?
Well, if I were a Bigfoot and that elusive and famously elusive, squatting behind that tree, that fork tree where you could see his entirety of his body, I don't think they're that stupid. I'm going to give them credit and say they wouldn't squat down behind a forked tree.
And throw a stick at you.
Throw a stick. Keep going. Hey, I'm gonna grab some headphones so you don't have to keep shutting me off. So I'll be right back.
No problem. All right, here's the next clip from Ozzy.
Out and started recording, and they captured this. What appears to be a Bigfoot.
It's a bloke having a piss. That ain't Bigfoot. It's a bloke.
Like, you can see the arm here, and its legs. I mean, those are long-ass arms.
Looks like a person to me. Oh, it's a bloke having a piss.
Yeah, I think he's a homeless person.
And then this thing's right.
I'm sorry. I love it. I love it because I mean that footage is so far away. The first thing I would think of, it's going to be a human. Now, maybe it is Bigfoot. I don't know. But a homeless person? Hey, come to Seattle.
Yeah, it's a homeless person.
All over the place, walking around and stuff in places where you don't think they're walking around. So that's not they live in LA. They got a lot of homeless. So I can see where she's coming from with that.
Yeah, there's a lot of them, and a lot of that. People don't know how many. There are a lot of homeless people living out in the foliage, and I don't blame them. I mean, that's where they gotta go. That's where. Yeah. And if you're a lot of homeless people are under the sex registry, so they're not allowed to be within a certain feet or so many feet from schools or playgrounds. They've got no place to go but the forest and the foliage, and they're all out there. A lot of them, more than people know about.
I just love it. I just here. Okay, we got one more Ozzy clip. Here we go.
Here, and he's like, "What the is that?" At first, he thought it wasn't living, but then all of a sudden, this happened. See, it moved.
Yeah.
Whatever the this is, it's moving.
I just love that fun part. She goes, yeah, and Ozzy's like, no, because I'll be honest, I had to like watch it too. Like, it moved. It moved. See that. I'm gonna continue it, but I just love it where he's like right off the bat, like, no, I didn't see it move. Here we go.
Yeah.
It's a tree.
Oh, there is one more. It's a tree. And listen, I'm looking at that clip too. I mean, if it's windy, whatever's behind it, it doesn't necessarily have to be a Bigfoot. It could be an animal with the wind. But
yeah,
I just love his reaction. Like, so simple. Like, no, it's a tree.
The wind.
The wind. No.
1,000 things. A squirrel on the side of a tree, which is very, very, very common, no matter where you live. Yeah.
Actually, this is the last of the Ozzy clip.
Good sound.
I don't think you'd be saying that if you heard it while you were in the middle of the woods.
That's where sometimes I think that Ozzy's son's doesn't have common sense. But what she's saying is good sound. She's really meaning that that's an interesting sound. That's a little bit different of a sound that you would usually hear. Not like she's making fun of it. So
yeah,
I know it's a show. He probably said something like that you know. You probably want to say that. Well, yeah, if we're there in person, you hear that, you'd be like, what the fuck was that? It'd be like American Wolf of London when you hear this big old howl. You know, you're not thinking right out the bat, Bigfoot. You're thinking, what the fuck just made that noise? But here we go.
So they thought they may have spotted the source of the noise with their drone, so they got closer by foot, and they stumbled across this.
Guy with a coat on.
I don't think so. Wait till they get closer.
You'd be stupid to walk out here in a suit. You'd get shot. They're just around, aren't they?
That's a bloke in a suit. That's a bloke in a suit. And his best mate is the guy in the rubber suit that goes in the water.
In the rubber suit in the water. What does that mean?
Fishman.
So he's Fishman, the bad actress.
No, it's his friend. It's his friend. Fishman's his mate.
Have you lost your mind?
They're whispering, and I should imagine that Bigfoot, whoever he is or whatever he is, has perfect hearing, and he could hear whispers, and he'd be after him like off a shuffle. He'd be after him.
No, if he was something like Bigfoot or Smallfoot or Big Arse, whatever, if he didn't move with them screwing around with there, why has nobody got like an actual close-up shot of him?
And that's
it's always like behind a tree trunk and you see his area arse or his arm.
The thing is, what he's saying there is, you know, it's not exactly wrong. I mean, you know, that's the question that a lot of people ask. Now, there's always answers on why we don't get a clear picture, but that's a common thinking process that everybody goes through. Well, why can't we get a good picture? Why can't we get a clear picture? And when they said that last footage could be a guy in a suit, you know, you have to seriously try to debunk first before you even say that's real footage of a Bigfoot or that's a real footage of something, because you're not doing the community any good without trying to debunk what that could be.
Well, yeah, the first thing I saw was somebody looking down at their feet and watching how they're stepping, which means the visibility and whatever they're wearing isn't very clear. They're watching their feet. Now, Bigfoot would not watch. There would be no anthropoid running around out there is going to be watching their feet when they walk. They're going to glide. From what I've saw, which I consider real footage, they literally glide almost in a squatting position without they look straight ahead or they look right at you as they're walking. They don't even stop their body. Their head and their torsos are almost working in a different, independently of each other. This one is watching their feet and then stopping behind. No, not based off the footage I've seen. The real one.
And you heard what Sharon Osbourne said at the last part, where these things are smart. They're smarter than that.
Smarter than that. Yeah, I'm giving Sasquatch credit, man. That's like dumb. That's dumb. That's somebody in a suit looking at their feet.
Like I said, that was just meant to be for fun. You know, what does Ozzy think? You know, because the way Ozzy thinks is what the common person thinks.
Yeah.
Now, what you should take out of it is, well, if that's what the common people think, what can I do to prove that it's real? If this is what people think, is it through DNA? Could be. Is it through something else? Could be. You got to know what the common person thinks, and Ozzy thinks like a common person. Okay? If that's what Ozzy thinks, I guarantee that's what most people think. So people, just take that video with Ozzy and say, okay, how can I convince Ozzy that's a real Bigfoot? That's how you want to try to do your research. However that is, through DNA, whatever it is. But you got to think, to break through, how can you break through? How can you change Ozzy's mind? If you can change Ozzy's mind to say, if you can get Ozzy Osbourne to say, that's a Bigfoot, you scored.
Obi-Wan never told you what happened to your father.
He told me enough. He told me you killed him.
Luke, I am your father.
Believe it or not, there is some Mandela effects that deals with Ozzy Osbourne. So here's a Mandela effect on Ozzy Osbourne. Here we go.
So here's a new one that I wanted to make a quick video on, and this is concerning Ozzy Osbourne's album Blizzard of Oz. Now, the changes with the title of the album. It was Blizzard of Oz, and Oz used to be spelled O-Z. Well, now it's O-Z-Z. I've never seen it spelled that way. I wanted to make a quick video because this change is ridiculous. And
guys, I'm gonna say something. This is Hazel's Fever. He has a great Mandela Effect channel. I myself, for whatever reason, remember just the O-Z. I myself don't remember the double Z. So when I watch this, I'm like, wow, there's a double Z? Did I just not pay enough attention to the name? And I thought I did, because technically, guys, when Ozzy and Black Sabbath split up, technically the band Ozzy Osbourne was going to be called Blizzard of Oz. It wasn't going to have a solo name. The Blizzard of Oz was actually going to be the name of the band. Mm-hmm. And I remember, I don't know who they talked to. I think it was the bass player of this. And they're saying, like, they were shocked when they saw the album cover, and it was called Ozzy Osbourne, and the album was called Blizzard of Oz. Mm-hmm. Now, of course, Sharon says it was always going to be Ozzy Osbourne, but I don't know. It doesn't matter. I mean, it is Ozzy taking all the chances in the world.
But what do you remember that album being titled? Because I think, or how do you think Oz was spelled? Personally, I think I remember 2 Z's.
I only remember 1 Z.
Really?
I don't know why. And I'm looking at this with the 2 Z's. It looks trippy compared to this.
Isn't that weird how we both think it looks trippy in our own way?
It does look trippy. Let's hear more.
This change is ridiculous. And I have a different memory of that title of that album. And I recently made my video called Ozzy and the British Flag Mandela Effect. And in that video, I showed how the British flag used to look like. And the residue is on his ring. I wanted to also mention that I have a video called Ozzy Osbourne Mandela Effect, and in that video I show how Ozzy Osbourne's last name changed. His last name never used to have a U in the spelling of Osbourne, and now it does. I'll provide a link for that video in the description below, so if you want to check that out.
I bet you guys in the chat never knew there were actually Mandela effects to Ozzy Osbourne. So far, it's the British flag. Of course, that's not Ozzy himself, but the way it did look, they're showing Ozzy's ring that has the original way what people remember. Now, I'm not in the UK. I don't know exactly what the British flag's supposed to look like, but has been major talks about the flag change, and it's kind of cool that Ozzy's ring has what the original flag's supposed to look like, and now this one with his last name with the U and O, that's a good one because I can't remember about the U and O. The two Z's of the album, I don't know why. In my mind, I only can picture one Z, but with the last name with the U R, so, Spooky, is there a lot of you know if there's a lot of people that have a last name spelling with Osbourne, maybe without the U?
You know what? When I first saw you bring this up, the first thing that came to mind was one of his first born sons is named Lewis, right? Lewis Osbourne, and he's a electronic music DJ over there in the UK. And I swear that I remember Lewis Osbourne being spelled just like that, without the U. Now I just tried to Google Lewis Osbourne, and it's pronounced with the U now, but I still feel like I've seen it, and maybe it's an English thing. UK thing.
That's a good point. Let's see what else he has to say about Ozzy Modellas.
But anyway, this is a crazy change. Doesn't make sense. What's next? Wizard of Oz will have two Z's in Oz, and it'll always be like that. And people are going to be like, oh yeah, Oz always had two Z's. I don't think so. Anyway, take a look. Leave a comment and let me know what you remember for Blizzard of Oz. Thanks for watching.
That is so cool.
Spotify has on an article on the side only one thing. They want to Eddie Trunk. And guys, Eddie Trunk's a big metal guy. He's a host that I didn't. Blizzard of Oz. Okay, one, 950 for a ticket. That's how much has that nowadays. So that, I mean, out of 1,000, maybe 985 was spelled right, and maybe that's part of the 18. I don't know, but it was kind of cool that he did show different things. And Terry Brown wrote Osbourne, damn spell, and then see, and there will always be differences in American and UK spelling, which that you were saying.
Yeah.
That you were saying, and then I used to Ozzy Osbourne spelled Osbourne. So Terry remembers without the U in other publications, but officially it's always been Osbourne from the Ozzy camp. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's just that England, UK, US translation.
And then what's this here? I also thought you used to use Osbourne instead of Osborne. So believe it or not, that's the only thing that's not copyrighted that I can use. But Ozzy, guys, the history of Ozzy. I mean, let's really think about it.
Hey Eric, could we because we started a new show on a new StreamYard link?
Yeah.
Could we just let everybody know why we're doing this show? I don't think we let everybody know on the second StreamYard.
Well, guys, whoever joined in, there's a lot more people that joined in. There was 2 shows, and I had clips from Ozzy from the show Travel Channel. We Want to Believe, and we were showing clips. But because we were showing those clips, YouTube, copyright, whatever, they suspended that show.
No, but can we tell everybody why we're paying tribute to Ozzy today?
You goddamn right we can. Now, no. So why are we doing the show? Ozzy, at the moment, guys, he is not dead. Hold on. I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna type that in. I gotta check it. Is Ozzy still alive? I want to make sure that I ain't still Ozzy. Okay, so far he's still alive. Ozzy's sick. He got the major flu with the 19 in it.
Yeah.
And now you guys got to remember that Ozzy Osbourne has medical issues. He's got Parkinson's disease.
That's right.
He's had 2 surgeries that he's
compromised immune system.
Yep. So he's scheduled to have a 3rd surgery. So when your immune system is already shot, I mean, any type of flu sickness is going to hit you harder than ever, and we want to make sure that we put in our respects just in case. I mean, I don't want to hear after the show that he passed away, but I hate to say it's coming. And it's amazing that Ozzy lasted this long, really. I mean, he lived the rock and roll lifestyle to the max. I mean, you named it, he done it. There's stories of him. There's stories of him and Motley Crue trying to top each other on tours together. Where there's stories that Ozzy took his poop on the elevator walls, and I'm serious. I'm serious. And even in the movie Dirt, that Motley Crue did, where Ozzy pissed on the ground, that really happened.
Mm-hmm.
So Ozzy lived that style, and. Guys, you got to give Sharon Osbourne all the credit in the world. What she did with him, branding him. She left her father's company, who's a major record company, left. And guys, reality TV, come on. What they did with the Osbournes on MTV was revolutionized. I mean, Ozzy's not an actor. What you see with Ozzy is what you get. He doesn't act. When he was confused of playing the remote on the Osbourne, the guy was really confused. So actually, Spooky, when was, I'll tell you the first time that I found Ozzy is back in 1984 when I was about 10 to 11, when living in Fresno, the radio stations we had were fucking stupid. No offense. I mean, the hardest rock you heard on the radio, and this is no offense against these bands, you might get Bruce Springsteen, Bryan Adams, John Cougar Mellencamp, when he was called John Cougar Mellencamp, without the Cougar now in it. That was probably the hardest rock you got on radio. And then MTV had a show called Headbangers Ball.
That's right.
And I remember we used to take a VHS tape, stick it in, and record the whole thing because you can only watch Headbangers Ball late at night. It would not be played during the day. That's right. It wasn't until 1986, 87 when the crossover started to happen and they started playing metal bands throughout the day when the heyday came. But before that, they didn't. And I remember watching it. And, of course, I remember Clear this day, AC/DC Shook Me All Night Long video was on there. You know, Quiet Riot, Come and Feel the Noise video. You know, I still remember some of these videos because one of the reasons we were trying to watch it, we found out the new Van Halen Hot for the Teacher video was out. You know,
Hot for Teacher.
Every kid wanted to see Hot for the Teacher on the 1984 album. Then I remember this fucking guy bark at the moon. No offense, Ozzy doesn't look like your typical frontman, like a Steven Tyler, you know,
David Lee Roth,
Paul Stanley of Kiss. You know, those guys were the typical frontman. You see this British kind of more of a oval kind of a face, not that six-pack kung fu jump guy.
Chiseled.
You know, and you saw, and then you heard his voice. Holy shit. You cannot. There's certain bands that lucky to have that voice. You know, you can say Led Zeppelin, Robert Plant had that high pitched voice. You know their sound. But when Ozzy sings, you fucking know that sound. You know that voice. I mean, I don't know another singer that even sounds close to Ozzy, where other bands you say, oh, that guy sounds almost just like him.
It's just a totally distinctive sound that is one of a kind just for Ozzy. That's why Ozzy's the legend that he is, man. But I got to tell you, Eric, one of the things that you just made me remember was back in the day, the TV used to have all these wacky shows with these televangelists on there that were just trying to make as much money as they could, trying to push, everybody into their version of their religion. And they used to demonize Ozzy Osbourne. They used to say he was Satanist. They used to say he was the devil on earth. Well, here I was a little kid and I saw some of that stuff on TV and I thought, shit, maybe they were right. He scared the shit out of me. He looked different. He sounded evil, biting heads off bats. That's kind of shit you heard about Ozzy. But they were so off base because the guy was all about the music, man. He was not a Satanist.
No.
Yeah, his shtick was that he was the Prince of Darkness. Of course he's a Prince of Darkness in rock and roll, man.
Yeah, and there were lawsuits against him because one of his songs, what's it called? Suicide. What was it called? I'm trying to get the exact name. I feel, God, I hate when you get a brain freeze.
What, they tried to hold Ozzy
and when they try to say that backwards causes kids to kill themselves, it's just ridiculous. Ozzy got all the blame in the world, and one of the coolest guest appearance that you could ever see Ozzy in is in the 1986 Trick or Treat movie, where they had Ozzy in it, but he played a minister. He played a priest, and he was like kind of like making fun of like talking to a guy. This is garbage. This is devil's music or something, and it was awesome. Actually, I think I got that.
Yeah, Ozzy has been the greatest sport through all the controversy and criticism he's taken. I mean, he just has, borne it all out, and he's just dealt with it, and he always comes out looking good in the end because it's just him being genuine.
He's just being himself. And here, let me see here. I'm pulling up. I got that Ozzy clip of him playing that minister. I'm going to get up here in a second. Here, let me share the screen. I do have it here. It's on my Horror Talk channel. Let me see here. Let me see, where is it? If it was one of my earlier ones. Oh, that's the song. I know it's here somewhere, people. I have that clip. Oh, there's that famous. Let me see here. Is it here? Children of the Corn clip. Texas Chainsaw. Well, is there going to be a Mandela effect, something where that clip? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Here it is, guys. Here's the clip from Trick or Treat. Oh, hold on.
Studio, a truly fine talent and beautiful personality, Miss Muffy Singleton. And we're back with evangelist and moral crusader, the Reverend Aaron Gilstrom, who's dropped by with some visual aids. We're talking today about rock pornography. I'll have to agree with you. We have some pretty ribald stuff here. Those rockers really have a strange sense of humor, don't they?
Here he is.
I don't really think it's a sense of humor. I think they're just out and out sick people. I mean, I try to make everyone else around who listens to their music as sick as they are.
Reverend, let me ask you a question. This album, Do It Like a Dog. Now, this has to be about animal behavior. Is that right?
Let me give you an example. I have one of the lyrics. You will tell me what you honestly think is.
Go right ahead.
Gonna drive my long steel missile down on your love channel. Deep, deep, you'll beg for more. Raising hell and serpent score. Feel me, feel me. Now, what does that mean to you? To me, it means nothing but a sexual act. Demonic beast.
And then this is where he kills my Ozzy.
I love you. That's what words use. Nowadays, they have to write some sickness. It's just absolutely sick and bizarre, and I'm going to do my utmost best to try and stop it now.
Anything you'd like to say in conclusion?
Uh-oh.
These evil people have just got to be stopped.
I hope you guys like that little clip. I mean, he's basically making fun of himself.
Right?
And you gotta love that. You gotta love
But hold on, dude. Can you believe that Ozzy remembered his lines?
Oh, that'd be a good question though. How many times did they have to shoot that scene with them? That would be interesting. And Gene Simmons was also in that movie. And originally they wanted Gene Simmons to play Sammy Kerr, the evil guy in it. And Gene's like, no, I like the role of the DJ. So he was actually in it as the DJ. So that's just a little kind of a cool little history note and all that. But yeah, then of course after I discovered Ozzy off of Bark at the Moon, then of course you're going back, and then I'm like, Black Sabbath, who's Black Sabbath now? Yeah, Black Sabbath came out in the 70s, but remember, I was born in 73, so I was a kid when Black Sabbath came out. And then you're watching Ozzy, the Paranormal, War Pigs, you're like, wow, not just Black Sabbath is considered like the godfathers who kind of invented the heavy metal sound.
Yeah, Black Sabbath's metal.
Sound.
Original.
They were metal. You might not have the Aerosmith, the Kiss sounds and all that if it wasn't for Black Sabbath. And then to get fired from a band like that created kind of the genre and just be able to continue on with Randy Rhoads. And then think about this. Then Ozzy lost Randy Rhoads in a plane crash. I mean, when he met, at first he didn't know who the fuck. It's true. He didn't know who the fuck Randy Rhoads was. But when they got together, he loved the guy. He loved the magic. He's like, wow, I reinvented myself. And then he died, right? And then he had to start over almost again with a blood brother. And of course, he got lucky. He got Jakey Lee that came from Mickey Rat days, and they made 2 albums with Jakey Lee with Bark at the Moon and Ultimate Sin, which I don't think Ultimate Sin really gets enough credit of an album. And then, of course, Jakey Lee quit the band because apparently he didn't get the writing credit that he should have with Sharon, but that's another story. And then he gets Zakk Wylde. I mean, holy shit. And during the time when music was going not like glam with the glam look, Ozzy went with the glam look on the Ultimate Sin. But then after that, he's like, you know what? That's not me. And No Rest for the Wicked album came out with Zakk Wylde. Just went back to his original hair color and fucking just played it. I mean, just did it. And Zakk Wylde's been in and out of the band throughout his career. But to able to say, I played with, of course, Black Sabbath, of course, Randy Rhoads, Jakey Lee, fucking Zakk Wylde. I mean, the man is gifted with guitar players.
Absolutely. Well, they knew who to go to. I mean, everybody wanted to play with Ozzy, right? Everybody wanted to rock with him. But, no matter what criticism, and I know she gets a lot of it, and, maybe some of it's deserved in some respect, but if Sharon hadn't been there for him and managed him and helped him get through that whole thing with Randy Rhoads. I mean, I really don't think he would have been around as long as he did. I think that we owe her a lot of credit for keeping Ozzy with us. And then to have the vision, you have to remember, when MTV reality, there was not reality television then. She had the vision to go ahead and go forward with that MTV show, and it was a smash, man.
Oh, and the kids at the time, Jack Osbourne and them, no offense, they were a mess.
The family was as dysfunctional as fuck. You could not find a more dysfunctional family.
Exactly.
That's why we all agree. That's why we all identified with them.
That's how we all were, and they didn't hide nothing.
Yeah.
They just, Sharon's like, this is the way we are. They let them be the brats that most kids were.
That's right.
And that's, I wasn't calling them garbage kids because Jack, he's successful. He's got like 2 paranormal shows.
Well, no, where they were then and where they are now is a total success story. I mean, the kids are doing amazing now.
Yes, they were drug addicts. They were. They'll tell you straight up that they were.
Who doesn't have their demons?
But guys, come on, be honest. Like, we all were perfect at that age. Come on, man. Some of us probably still do it. I don't know which ones are not, but we were all stupid and done things that we wonder, how did we ever come out of alive? How do we come out alive? Listen, guys, I grew up with no mom. 1 father, 2 bigger brothers. We did whatever the fuck we wanted. And we still made it, right? You can still make it. And talk about dysfunctional. I mean, shit. My father would be passed out in the bed, and we're all fucking drunk in the front yard drinking beers, and but that's real life. It happens to maybe not everybody. Maybe people did have the pink fence and the perfect type of world, but
look, everybody had to go through stuff to get to where we are now. What matters is where we are now. What matters is where they are now and where we are now in the moment.
And it doesn't matter if you have money or not. That's what the Osbourne family was showing you. That, they have all the money in the world, but it doesn't guarantee, you're gonna have the most perfect pink clothes and you're a lawyer, you're a doctor.
Well, let me just put it to you this way about.
We lost volume. Oh, there we go.
Can you hear me, man?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, what I was gonna say is, you can have money, you cannot have money, but what you can't do, you can't take it with you, man. So it doesn't really freaking matter, does it?
It doesn't matter. And here's a little kind of a fun little fact. No More Tears, that was again another breakthrough song for Ozzy that kept his legacy going. And they took the song to a producer named Michael Wagner. Michael Wagner is a famous rock and roll producer throughout the history of rock and roll. And they go, Mike, Mike, we want this to sound like the grunge songs that they came out, because that's what during the grunge years where everybody's wanted to copy the grunge. And Michael Wagner said, yeah, but all the grunge stole their guitar riffs from Ozzy. So and if you guys go back and listen to Ozzy's albums, I mean, even go to The Ultimate Sin, which is considered more closer to glam than his other ones. Go listen to The Ultimate Sin guitar riff, Lightning Strikes riff. That's grunge. And Michael Wagner was correct. He's like, they're stealing his sound, and what they're doing on the grunge side is, instead of making the voice the main source, their grunge was making that guitar like the main sound. And Ozzy, of course, you got a voice like Ozzy, you're gonna make his voice. And so if you notice what they did, they went back to the originality with those later albums, is let it be raw. Because I know this is kind of hard to explain, and I know Spooky will understand what I'm talking about. About 1986, they were trying to make metal more mainstream. So what does that mean, mainstream? How do they do that? Well, they take the sound and they compact it a little more. What it is they lowered the guitar riffs where it doesn't sound raw. And if you listen to The Ultimate Sin and like the Blizzard of Oz, you can see here that this album is more raw, which I still love. The Ultimate Sin, because they were trying to break through, but then Ozzy got like pissed at the studio and says, "I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of trying to do. We want to go raw again," and they did. And fucking Ozzy never dropped off. He never dropped off. And if you guys don't want to talk about, seriously, listen to some of the albums that came out in 86, 87, and listen to some of those bands in the earlier days where they take the music instruments and they just condense it a little bit lower on purpose, trying to capture the ears of the mainstream. And that's the mainstream means the people who are more into pop. They were trying to make it more for they get on board. But after that one album, Ozzy said, "Fuck no, we're gonna go pure raw." And fucking Zach Wilder, they just let Zach Wilder just rip it, and they recorded it raw again. So there was never really a bad mistake that Ozzy really did. Now people can say, "Well, the blonde hair." Listen, everybody who lived in the '80s went through that period. I mean, dude, there's a part in the period in the '80s when people had parachute pants. Anybody my age would remember parachute pants. You guys might not. It was just part of the era.
Remember the Madonna girls would wear all the fluorescent colors?
Oh my God! When everybody remember before Madonna, Pat Benatar. Every girl was trying to look like Pat Benatar. I mean, it was just the era. So today is just more of a celebration, and we just want to say I hate it that our first show got taken off, but I knew it was going to happen. I told Spooky it might happen, and it did. It happened to me and Connor one time. We were talking about I don't know, I can't remember. We were doing something. We were talking about Venom, saying great things about the movie, and the whole video gets taken down, gets suspended, and I don't know why. And there was a movie called Stuff. I don't know if you remember the B movie Stuff. Me and Bob was talking about this 80s B movie Stuff, and we're showing clips, and during the show we did, the show got taken down. We're like, why? Nobody knows Stuff is. We're helping the movie out. they should be like begging us to show free publicity. More. But it is what it is, and that's what happened, guys. So if you see the both, and I just wanted to say, we Spooky said it perfectly last night that we're not ready yet. And that was perfect. We're not ready yet for Ozzy to go. We want Ozzy to stick around.
We can't lose Ozzy, man. Everybody send the healing energies and vibes, please.
Yeah. So guys,
I was heartbroken yesterday when I saw the video of Sharon crying and telling us about it. Now we just got to wait for her to tell us his update, and I'm praying that he's going to be just fine.
Yeah, because that was real emotional. I mean, she's flying all the way back from England, and they don't always tell you what kind of shape somebody's in. But the good news is they probably do have the best doctors in the world and all that. And hey, whatever you got to do. Yep. Because if you start, the last, remember they were going to do a last tour in 2019, and of course, COVID hit, and that got derailed, whatever, and. Yeah. I don't think we're ever going to see Ozzy back on the stage. Now, the good news is that Ozzy finished his vocals on an album. They are going to have a new album. So the good news is Ozzy doesn't have to sing no more in the studio for this album. And so
look at Ozzy, Black Sabbath. They gave us music that will live for generations and generations. So there's plenty of music there for us to enjoy, man.
Oh, God, there is such plenty of music. And I'm trying to find one last thing. I'm trying to find here. I don't know why I can't find the link to that awesome show we did last night.
Oh, Oracles and Beyond?
Here it is. Hey guys, I'm gonna put this link in the chat, people. I'm going to put this link, and there's a part of the show, it's like a 5-6 hour show, but there's a part of the show, maybe I can see when myself and a guy named Matt, what's the name
our boy Sonny was with us. Sonny.
So here I found the timestamp. So I basically jumped on.
Yeah, Matt is from
4-hour
Second
mark.
Star Survival.
I jumped on at the 4-hour mark, and then after I jumped on, then Matt jumped on 4-hour timestamp. So I'm gonna put that there. And guys, the show's called Card Readings, and when Matt jumped on, the show was nothing about card readings. And let me just tell you, it was fucking fun last night, and I haven't laughed so hard in a long time. And I can't explain to you guys what was said, because we'll probably get this episode taken down too. And it was so unexpected. Chad Smith sent me the link. I said, "Oh fuck, I'll go downstairs. I'll jump on. I got nothing else to do." And I was planning maybe jumping on for like 10 minutes, and then oh my god. Holy shit. It was, you guys, I'm serious. I'm not joking, guys. Go to that link that I put in and go past the 4-hour mark when it was Sonny, Spooky, myself, and Matt. And oh my God, the conversation.
But I have to call out, we were actually on Cassie. Oracles and Beyond is the channel. We took over Cassie's channel. I felt bad about that, but I think she was cool with it because we all had amazing fun. We laughed. It was wild and crazy. But yeah, we got to give Cassie props. That was her show to start with. I'm going to drop her link right now.
Oh, God. And then, of course, tomorrow I'm going to be dropping. I'm not doing a live show tomorrow, but I'm going to be dropping a 6-minute clip video of when Sammy Hagar was abducted by aliens, and he has an amazing story about his abduction. And I know a lot of people never heard that story about Sammy Hagar being abducted by aliens. He says he was abducted, and I'm gonna play that tomorrow. So if you guys never heard the story of Sammy Hagar being abducted by aliens, you want to hear it in this, and it's from his own mouth. This ain't from me. This from his own mouth. I'm dropping that tomorrow. And then Monday, I'm actually getting my Star Wars tarot cards in tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
I'm going to have Star Wars tarot cards. So
a whole new dynamic.
I'm adding a segment to the new show where at the end of the new show, I'm going to do one tarot card reading, just one. I'm not going to do a lot. And I'll pick one person, or I don't know, maybe if somebody donates to the channel, maybe you'll get the card. I don't know. I'll figure out how the card's going to go. It's going to be a tarot reading for me, but with my little twist of Star Wars on it. So it's a Star Wars tarot card that's coming to me tomorrow. So that's just going to be a little element that I'm adding. And then tonight at 6 p.m., Paranormal Chop Shop is on tonight. Is that 6 or 5?
I think we might be going at 5 tonight because we want to do 5 o'clock till 7 o'clock for the Paranormal Chop Shop, and then we're going to go over and watch our buddies. Sonny's going to be with them tonight, Ben and Joe, on the UFO Garage at 7 o'clock. So I'm going to drop the UFO Garage link right now too.
Yeah, drop it in there. And so there's a lot of good stuff tonight. And I'll actually going to be able to watch a lot of it tonight because my wife and I are not going to movies because they ain't shit out.
And you're going to want to watch Paranormal Chop Shop and UFO Garage tonight because on both shows we're going to be talking about our buddies' road trips to Sonny went to Vegas with Ben and Joe, and we're going to be talking about North Carolina road trip with Chad and Big Willie and Jake Smith.
Yeah, and if they get lucky, maybe Matt would jump on, and then him and Chad could have that switcheroo thing they were talking about last night on the show.
we always give Matt the link, man. That guy is YouTube gold.
But you guys don't. I know you guys in chat are like, we'll talk about the swap. You got to watch last night about what Matt's talking about him and Chad about doing a swap that's benefit for your body. That's all I'm going to say. You guys got to check it out. But beyond that, I want to thank Spooky. I know it's a spare the moment, but I'm like, you know what? Today's show will be a good one to do an Ozzy Osbourne.
Ozzy's worth it, man.
And I told Spooky about it. He's like, yeah, I'll be on. So beyond that, guys, I appreciate it, and I apologize for having to do a double show because my first episode got taken down. But it was worth it. It was fun. But beyond that, guys, have a great weekend, and we'll see everybody on the pot shop. I'll be in the chat. You're rooting them on, and beyond that, everybody have a good weekend.